Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report for Monday, May 5th, 2025. Let's take a look at the charts. I am going to start with this one and just get right to the point. Close, but no cigar. We are still challenging the upper 280s, the now low 290s. We're adding 292.03 is kind of the pull-away factor. That is the settlement price that was put out Tuesday of last week when we did have the head fake. We closed above this structure, and then we closed right back below it on Wednesday. And in my book, a failure to follow through on a classic buy signal, as the settlement above 288.06 was last week, is in itself a sign of weakness. So this is an area that can still be sold. 288.06, 290.82 is another level. We've sort of created this 4-point range now, though, between 288.06 excuse me, and 292.03. 292.03 is the breakaway to the upside. Excuse me again. Until then, if you're short now, you can stay short. You want to obviously exit that short position and or reverse with a settlement above 292.03, in which case we would expect a 3 to 5 week rally to this longer-term descending two-thirds speed line that is 373.08 and dropping. Over the next couple of weeks, it actually converges with the 50% retracement. So this could be another way of saying that if we close above 292.03, we're expecting roughly the 50% retracement at 351.39. That is a 50% from that December high against the more recent April low. But this will form a range eventually, and if we close above 292.03, I am expecting as much, maybe right at the convergence of later May, in the very low 350s. This area up here, able to absorb buying on a monthly basis, which is a long time for this stock, meaning we could fall away and set off sell signals to the downside. So it could be even longer than a month. If we close above 373.08, that would be a major accomplishment for Tesla. It would tell me a retest of these highs in the 480s that were put out in December, and that would be within several more months of closing above 373.08. But I'm getting way ahead of myself. I might as well continue with the upside near term for the week. Now, if we happen to push through or open above 292.03, 303.94 in play. And that is this sort of brief pullback high that occurred before the continued collapse back in late February, early March. It can contain intraday buying pressures. If we close above 292.03, once again, 373.08 likely within 3 to 5 weeks. But over the next 3 to 5 days, I would anticipate 319.02. which is a 3/8 upside Fibonacci from that December high against the April low. We can tap out at 319.02 for a day, possibly into later week. Intraday, if we push through 303.94, might we test 319.02? It's possible, but present volatility is relatively constrained, and I think it's just a more methodical day-by-day approach. Closing above 292.03, I see no good reason to be short Tesla as we move through the rest of the week and through the entire month of May. You want to be long through the rest of the week up to 319.02, and you want to be long through the rest of May up to 397, 373.03. And of course, I'm speaking to two different trader classes. One is the 3 to 5 day swing trader. The other is the 3 to 5 week swing trader or position trader. And that covers the upside pretty well. We've got 288.06 to 292.03. Looking downside from here. And once again, being short is still the play. There's still no reason to be shaken out of a short position. And in fact, 270.72 in reach. I don't know about today. It is certainly possible over the next couple of days anyway. 270.72 is a solid day support level. So this could also be kind of a 2 to 3 day swing trade. In other words, from 288.06 over the next couple of days, we can fall to 270.72. And we just might bottom out here for more than a day, perhaps into later week, and round back up into the upper 280s again within 1 to 2 days. Closing below 270.72 is sort of the clarifier, if you will, of a 3 to 5 week downside play or a 2 to 3 week downside play. So if you're short Tesla right now, As I've been saying, holding below 288.06 to 292.03 will keep 216.96, 216.97 in reach over the next, I'm going to go with 3 to 5 weeks, could be 2 to 3 weeks. And the point I made just a moment ago is if we close below 270.72, I think we're done testing the upper 280s and should continue eroding, should continue unwinding into the mid 210s. This would probably be within about 2 weeks, 216.97, kind of a 1 to 2 week play below 270.72. Right now, it's more of a 2 to 3 week play below 288.06. And on the way down, closing below 270.72 today does indicate 254.56 within a day or two. So, of course, there's going to be stair-step levels. There'll be a 5/8 support that we haven't even identified yet that we will. But you're still short below 288.06 over the 3 to 5 weeks. We're expecting 216.97. That could be inside of 2 weeks if we close over the next couple of days below 270.72. And inversely, if we close above 292.03, you reverse and go long if you're short now, or if you're not in a position right now and wondering what to do, I could say that you can play the short side below 270.72 because after testing this meaningful resistance area, closing below 270.72 is sort of the go with to the downside on weakness. If you're in no position and wondering when to buy the market, I think now it's above 292.03. If we close above it, 319.02, likely by Friday's close, 373.08 over the next 3 to 5 weeks. I think that pretty much rounds it out. I'm going to leave it at that. Please click like, share, subscribe. Go to wickedstocks.com. Take advantage of our 5-day free trial where we offer daily triple Q, daily SPY analysis, 2 individual stock picks every week that cater to the 3 to 5 week out to the 3 to 5 month position player. We're always looking for 20% moves on those stock picks. Some of them have played out very nicely over the last few weeks. You can still see some that are right on the verge of eliciting buy signals. Over the last, couple of weeks, we've done, DoorDash, Rubric. I forget. I always forget when I'm on the spot here, the stock picks that we put out recently. So I'm just going to leave it at that. That's all I've got. I will be back tomorrow, of course, with Tuesday's Tesla, and you have a fabulous day.